So the way SDS Reporter works is the first thing you would do is you would download the data. So from a SDS, you hit the download button, and then you have the selection to pull the data and all the information associated to the template that was created over. So in this example here, I think I have some data from 913. So we can hit that use button, and you'll see that I get the data associated with this chart. Of course, all the other survey parameters would come along with that as well. So the way SDS Reporter and the format of the report work is you will actually create a template. This template here you'll see is put together in RTF format, and you'll see a number of these control characters on here that define specific parameters that are used in the in the report itself. These parameters, which are all in the available in the manual, so you'll see here on this in the manual on these pages here, it defines what each one is used for. So this is the SDS file name, or this the file name. So if I was to put that somewhere on that report, you would have the ability to utilize that or on the page somewhere. So you'll see here I already have that defined as SDS file. So once you get that set, we went through and looked at that and made it similar to the existing one that you had. That's your report format. So in SDS Reporter, what I would do is I would select a specific date of when I had the data that I wanted to perform the report on. So once you hit the download data, I'm going to change this to 2 minutes, because I'm going to get the data every 2 minutes, and I hit the use button. And you'll see here that there's a number of survey parameters that come on there as well. So all this data gets pulled over and will be used in the report. So as an example, if I took this, if I didn't have the calibration by, well, I could define that as CMS and calibration date of 1/12/2012, for example. And maybe my survey box, I have this calibration certificate, and I can say, okay, well, that was calibrated by CMS, and the calibration date is 2/1/2013, for example. So once I have all that information defined, as far as what's going to be used, I can also look at the chart. And here's my chart file, so I can define when my survey actually starts by scrolling with the this pink line here to a specific time. So I have it selected as 11:33, and I'll say survey begins at the cursor, and I'll go to 30 minutes later and end it at 12:03, and survey ends at cursor. I can also come over to here and say that my my approach segment begins at this particular time as well. And then I can zoom in, and the zoom is important because that's the data that will be displayed on my report format. So looking at that, you'll see that in just a minute here. So once I have all that information defined, when I go over to my report format and click on my report template and go to select my TUS special, that's being used. Let me just save this, save that, and get out of it. And go back over here and go to my desktop, TUS Specialty Steel. It pulls in that format. So again, before I hit the print button, maybe I want to give this a title. So test Specialty Steel, and call this pass. And I can, these are notes that get included. So there's a couple different ways to print it because the way we created this file, we are using a Word format. I am going to go ahead and do an export to Word all. Once I do the export to Word all, you'll see that the report format now has the information that we included on there. So now this is the furnace number, the company, the report number, the date, information about the furnace, who it's performed by, et cetera, et cetera. So there's the length, width, and height. We had that in one field that was defined. The information here, number of TUS sensors, minimum TC is automatically calculated, maximum TC is calculated, minimum TC value, deviation from set point, and again there's the survey graph, any offsets that were used in the instrument itself, your correction factor, the wire correction factor, and then all of the data for the survey segment is included in this set of data, and then you have the approach data after that. So, we didn't exactly match everything up, but you can see that you have the ability to change the format and include the information on there. So I wanted to just kind of step through that, and hopefully this provides you with a little bit of the information, what you're looking for as far as the getting that format and the setting of the format and how it would be used.